Hey gang, Trevor from Bookmanager here with a quick tip about the one use for your mouse in Bookmanager. So Bookmanager is predominantly or pretty much 99.9% navigated through your keyboard, but your mouse does play a small role. It's used for copying and pasting in and out of the program. So of course, copying and pasting is very, very helpful, especially if you're trying to get ISBNs or data out of Bookmanager into, say, an internet browser. You want to look up something online, or vice versa. You have an ISBN you grabbed from a website or a title, maybe something that was difficult to spell. A customer's looking for a book and you can't get the spelling right, so you Googled it. You found it, and then you can just paste that spelling right into your inventory search in Bookmanager. So before we get into that, you just want to quickly check to make sure that copying and pasting is in fact enabled in Bookmanager. And it's a shortcut or window-specific setting. So just because you have it going on one of your stations doesn't mean it will be enabled on all your stations. You just want to do a quick check. One way to quickly check is just by clicking and dragging. So if I click and drag and I highlight something on my screen, then copying and pasting is enabled. Hooray! If it isn't enabled, if you do click and drag and nothing happens, copying and pasting is not enabled. Or if you just want to check the setting, essentially what you need to do is right click on this white bar that contains Bookmanager and choose Properties. From here, you want to go to the Options tab, and within Options, you'll see that there's an Edit Options area. Quick Edit Mode and Insert Mode need to be selected. I'd also check while you're here, just make sure that Use Legacy Console is also checked. This will create better copying and pasting behavior and navigation behavior in the window, better sizing of the window. So it's just a good check just to make sure this is also selected. But make sure, Quick Edit Mode, Insert Mode are selected, click OK, and now copying and pasting will be active. So the way copying and pasting works in a nutshell is by clicking and dragging whatever you want to copy. So let's copy something from our inventory. Say we have an ISBN right down here. So let's click and drag until I highlight whatever I want to copy. And whatever's highlighted, when I right click my mouse, it will be added to my clipboard. It will be copied. You know you've done your job right when whatever you've highlighted disappears. So I can do it for lines of text. I can do it for entire blocks of text if I want. So if I right click, it's going to copy this whole area. Now this won't exactly be useful for pasting in a search engine, but say if I have Notepad open or something, I could actually paste that block. If we get into, I want to, copy this whole kind of grid of PO numbers, I can right click and it would actually copy that whole grid as is. So it's really got a very specific use for that, but most often you're just clicking and dragging to highlight a single ISBN or title. And when I right click my mouse, I don't have to type anything else or do anything else. I'm going to right click, it will disappear and be added to my clipboard. So now if I fire onto a browser here, so now I go up to our website and I go into the search area here, I can do a Control V as the keyboard shortcut to paste, or I can right click and I can do paste, whatever you find efficient. But you'll see that this is now on my clipboard, so I can just keep going, Control V, it'll keep pasting it wherever my cursor is. Now the reverse of this is copying something from, say, your website into Bookmanager. So it kind of works backwards. I'm going to first copy what I want. So okay, let's take this puppy in my head ISBN, maybe I need to get it into the system. And I'm going to click and drag it, so I highlight it, and I'm going to do a Control C, that's the Windows hot key for copying. So I can do Control C, or I can right click and choose copy, whatever you like. I'm going to go back into Bookmanager here, and then I want to make sure I'm in a field that I can paste this data into, because if I were to say, just try to paste it right now, since Bookmanager is a hotkey based system, it would think I was trying to enact commands. ISBNs start with a 978. So technically what it would do is it would go into the receiving area and look up a supplier starting with 78, and then the rest of the ISBN. That's not what we want. So you just need to make sure that when you do paste into Bookmanager, you're in a field that will accept that, like say your F2 inventory search. So I'm just doing an F2 to do an inventory search. And then from here, if I right click my mouse, it actually acts as the paste as well as the copy. So we used it for copying when we were trying to take something out of Bookmanager, but now that we've got something in our clipboard, I'm going to right click and it will paste that ISBN into Bookmanager. So I can do this, within Bookmanager even if I want. I could say take the word correspondence, click and drag, right click to copy. And then if I right click again, I can just right click anywhere. I don't need to right click on the field because my cursor's in the keyword search bar. I can just right click and it will put correspondence there. So I hope you find that quick tip handy, and we'll talk to you later.